Wow, Denny.
Good morning. It is good to see you and a joy and a blessing to be with you all. Welcome to Unity of Phoenix. My name is Richard Moraes, and I'm the lead minister here, and it's great to see you all. Welcome.
And I'm Reverend Tina Brown. I'm spiritual education minister. And yes, it's a little chilly, but I am grateful it's not 16 degrees like it was in Arkansas last week.
And I'm Jimmy Scott. I'm not going to talk about how warm and nice it is out there this morning, but I'm enjoying it. And at this stage of the game, I'm happy to be anywhere. So good morning.
All right.
As am I. Unity is a positive, accepting approach to the teachings of Jesus the Christ. And we believe that the presence of God, that kingdom of God, resides within you, and that we can experience that kingdom right here and right now.
So let's kick off this service with our mission statement together. Unity of Phoenix is a loving spiritual community that welcomes all people and honors all paths to God. We are dedicated to transforming lives by inspiring and awakening individuals to discover God's Spirit within them.
And it's now that time of our service where we prepare for our meditation. And as we join together in singing Surely the Presence with Kristen. Surely the presence of the Lord is in this place. I can feel God's mighty power and God's grace. I can feel the brush of angels' wings. I see glory on each face. Surely the presence of the Lord is in this place. And let us turn our attention to the beautiful presence of God that is in this place. And we do so with a grateful heart, trusting and knowing this presence within us. We release and let go of any concerns we may have brought here with us this morning. Any challenges we may be facing, we simply release and let go and allow God to be present in their midst. And so we begin to relax the body temple and just allow ourselves to become still, stilling our thoughts, allowing the body temple to relax, and turning into the inner chambers of our heart where the still small voice speaks. And we become centered, and we ask the Holy Spirit within us to reveal that which is ours to know today. Reveal those things that we are to do, to be, and to heal and touch those places in our lives. The healing is needed. So as we turn within to the silence of our being, we give thanks for this opportunity to join our hearts and our minds together as one body. In the stillness of the silence, we turn. And as we gently begin to bring our awareness back to the sanctuary and service, we give thanks for this time in the silence, for this time here today, for the awareness of the presence of God within us. And we pray in the name and through the power of the living Christ presence. And so it is. And so we let it be. And now let us join together as we sing our Lord's Prayer.
Us not in temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom and the power and the glory forever.
That was beautiful. Good morning again, everyone. Special shout out to everybody who tunes in and watches us online. So what if I told you that I had this magic potion that would make you happier and healthier and make you more joyful and more successful? How many people would want to buy it? Anybody would want to buy it? And if I told you that this potion was actually free, it wouldn't cost you a thing, and it'd be easy to use and to improve your life in great ways, how many people want to use it? All right. There's no potion, but wouldn't it be great if there was a potion? Wouldn't it be great if we could just drink something? It'd be so easy and our lives would get better. We'd feel more joy, more happiness, more productivity, and more success. And the truth is, while there isn't a magical potion, there is a magical power and a spiritual practice that can really open and elevate our lives to greater levels of abundance, to greater levels of happiness, greater levels of peace and fulfillment. And Jesus expressed this magical formula, this spiritual formula, in the book of Matthew, chapter 13, verse 12. And here's what it says. For whoever has, to them more will be given, and they will have an abundance. But whoever does not have, even that which they have will be taken away. I don't know about you, but to me, that doesn't sound very magical. That doesn't sound very spiritual. In fact, that sounds kind of unfair and kind of scary. To those who have, to them more will be given, and they will have an abundance. But to those who have not, even that which they have will be taken away. Doesn't it sound like kind of the rich get richer and the poor get poorer? That doesn't sound spiritual. It doesn't sound fair in any way. It sounds like if you got, great. If you don't, you're done. You're toast. You're up the creek. You're out of luck. Kind of reminds me of these two guys that were once walking through a field, and they came across this large, angry bull with very pointy horns. And the bull just started chasing after them, and they headed to the closest fence. They were running. And within a few moments, they were clear. They were not going to make it to the fence. And the one guy in desperation yells, we've had it. Nothing's going to save us. Say a prayer quick. And the other guy says, I don't really pray. I don't have a prayer for this occasion. He said, it doesn't matter. The bull is right behind us. Say something quick. He says, all I can remember is what my father said at Grace. He said, say it. And the guy said, for what we're about to receive, Lord, make us truly grateful. And an applaud. That is amazing. And one person So sometimes in life it feels like we're getting the horns, doesn't it? And even that law, to he who has not, even that which they have will be taken away, that sounds harsh and hard to understand. How many people read the book The Secret or saw the movie? The author of that, Rhonda Byrne, actually wrote another book called The Magic. And in it, she shares that particular passage I read is a mystical and powerful message, but one word has been hidden. And she said that word is actually gratitude. And here's what it says with that makes that message I said make more sense. Here's what it says. For whoever has gratitude, to them more will be given, and they will have an abundance. But to those who do not have gratitude, even that which they have will be taken away. As we approach Thanksgiving, we are all probably more aware than any other time of the importance and the benefits and how good it is to practice giving thanks. But most of us, in the course of our lives, don't think of what the impact of not being grateful does in our lives. The negative impact that being ungrateful has is far more damaging than we realize. In the book of Timothy, do you know he actually says that being ungrateful is equivalent to being unholy, unloving, unforgiving, and not obeying your parents? And why would he say that being unholy is so detrimental and harmful for us? It is because that is the law. When you are not grateful, even that which you have will be taken away. That those, and not being grateful, you know what that is? I would put it like, not being grateful is not recognizing and seeing and enjoying the good that is in your life. That when you don't see good in your life, you will not have good to see. The less good that you see and enjoy, the less you will have to see and enjoy. And so it is really a law. It is the law of attraction. Like begets like. That the more grateful we are and thankful for things, the more things we'll have to be thankful for. The less good we see in our lives, the less good we will have in our lives. So if gratitude opens up more good, more abundance, more joy into our lives, and ingratitude actually repels it and takes it away, the fact is, it's not unfair, is it? It is actually just stating how life works. When you're grateful, more good stuff comes to you. When you're not grateful, even that which you have will be taken away. And most of us, never think of ourselves as ungrateful. But being ungrateful, not recognizing the good, comes in many forms. And here are some forms that we all practice that we don't realize actually blocks us and takes away the good that we're seeking. The first one is complaining. Anybody ever hear complain? Anybody ever complain about anything? Oh, the internet is too slow. My family is so dysfunctional. This Phoenix winter is so cold. Complaining is like rejecting and denying the good in our lives. It's almost like a gift that we're not opening. Second one is we take things for granted. Every one of us gets accustomed to whatever kind of life we've got. And so accustomed that we begin to take so much for granted. I bet you most of us just take electricity for granted. We take air conditioning for granted. We take for granted that the seat you're sitting on is holding up your body right now. We take for granted the people in our lives. It is amazing. And it's not anything bad. It's human beings. We sometimes take things for granted, which means we're denying ourselves enjoying the good that's in our lives. Third one is that we tend to focus in our lives of what's wrong, what we don't have, what we don't like, and what is missing. And each one of those at some level is actually denying or rejecting or not utilizing the good that we've been given. And when we don't enjoy the good we've been given and use it, we actually pull it away from us because it's a spiritual law. Does that make sense, everyone? To he who has an attitude of gratitude, who appreciates and enjoys and acknowledges all the good in their lives, they will get more. And to the individuals who reject, deny, complain, or focus on what isn't there, even that which they have will be taken away. It will be blocked and repelled. And so my question for you is, in the course of your life, are you choosing gratitude? Are you choosing to be grateful in your life? How many people know, and I think we are all grateful, but how many people know you could probably do a better job and express gratitude in more ways in your life? You could express more gratitude. And I think every one of us. Gratitude to me is one of the most liberating, uplifting, exciting. It brings joy into our life. We really feel happier and lighter and brighter and excited and enthusiastic when we're grateful. And so one of the greatest choices we can make is to appreciate everything about our lives. Is to express gratitude for all the good and to be thankful in so many ways. It says in Thessalonians, be thankful, give thanks in all things, for this is God's will for you. And so God's will for you is for you to be thankful. And when you're thankful, what happens? You will be given more and you will have an abundance. So God's will is that we get more and have an abundance, and gratitude is the thing that actually activates it. We live in a world of abundance, but gratitude is the thing that helps us recognize and enjoy that good and attract even more. And ingratitude actually repels it and has us experience less of it, even though there's lots of it around. So the thing we're going to talk about today is what are five ways that gratitude helps us. And the first one is gratitude helps us recognize our blessings. Life is so great. There is so much good, so many things to do and experience, so many blessings. But sometimes it's like we try to convince ourselves how bad life is. By thinking of, so many problems and, things just aren't working. Nobody loves me. Nothing's going right in my life. We think we have nothing to be grateful for. But the truth is we have lots to be grateful for if we just open our eyes and look at how good and how blessed we really are. Do you have any idea how great your life is? Do you have any idea how blessed you are? How loved you are? What an amazing difference you make? What a light that you are in so many people's lives? Do you recognize how good your life is? And to me, that's what gratitude does. A second grade teacher in our first service gave me this. She actually this week asked her kids to write down things that they're thankful for. 3 kids said this. They're second grade. What is that, about 7 years old? About 7 years old. 7-year-olds wrote this. So, I am thankful for my family, Jesus, for the world, and for airplanes. Second one is I'm thankful for my family and veterans, for they gave us freedom and helped keep us safe. For a 7-year-old. And here's the third one. I am thankful for puppies because they lick my face. And so, only a 7-year-old could say that. And so, so what are you grateful for in your life? Immediately, if we were to think of 5 things you're grateful for right now, I could think of lots of them. I'm grateful to be alive. I'm grateful I'm healthy. I'm grateful my sister and my brother-in-law, Frederic, Ariane and Frederic, are visiting me from Canada. I'm grateful she's been cooking me the best food, so I'm having such a good time. They're helping me do things around the house. I'm really grateful. They're the focus of my gratitude right now. But I'm grateful for Target. I'm grateful for the smell of coffee. Target's a really good place. They have everything you need. And for coffee, I'm grateful for drive-thrus, and I'm grateful for the DVRs. I can watch a show and fast forward through all the commercials. It's a fabulous thing. I could stand here all day and tell you how great my life is and how grateful I am. But the question is, how grateful are you? What things are working well in your life? What are the little things that you love and appreciate and make your life better? Because there are countless ones of them. But the truth about it is knowledge is one thing, but we've got to practice it. We've got to utilize and acknowledge, all the good that is in our lives. And so the question for you is, are you willing this week, to do a couple of things? Pause twice a day and think of 5 things that you are grateful for. And then before you go to bed, to actually write it down. And it sounds kind of silly, but writing it down makes you think about it. You actually write it and see it. You actually have a deeper connection with gratitude when you write it down. Recognizing the good and feeling grateful helps you recognize the good in your life. And nothing quicker in life switches you from negative to positive, from lack to abundance, from bad to good, or fear to faith, than just giving thanks and being grateful and recognizing the good in your life. Second thing about gratitude, to me, it helps you connect with a greater experience of God, the greater feeling of the divine. Most of us at times in our lives, when we're not grateful, we feel alone. We feel lost. We feel disconnected. We feel fragmented. One of the things I love about, the 23rd Psalm says it so beautifully. It says, the Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. The Lord's Prayer says, our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. And I love that idea. It's our Father. Is that the message is very clear that we are connected to God at all times. That God is always there loving us, supporting us, guiding us, and providing for us. The question is, do you feel that connection? And to me, gratitude, when you give thanks to God, that you literally feel that support. Remember in the Bible when those 10 lepers were healed and they all went and only one came back to give thanks? And to me, it's a very powerful message that we have so much good in our lives, but an important practice is to get still and acknowledge and give thanks to the source from which all that good comes. That the more we give thanks to God, the more connected, the more at one we feel, the more supported, the more we are aware that even when things aren't going well, that we feel, the love and support of God at all times. In Philippians it says, do not be anxious about anything, but with thanksgiving, make your requests known to God. That literally, that don't worry about anything, that when you are thankful to God, you know that good things will happen in your life. I think we've all seen great things and miracles and transformations happen in our lives. So the important thing about gratitude is it makes you feel connected to the source and knows that no matter what's going on, that you have much to be grateful for. And through that gratitude, you will feel connected and supported by God. So the third one is the gratitude makes you feel good. It just makes you feel good. I have a friend, sometimes, anybody ever find yourself going very fast and very busy in life? Anybody? Sometimes our pace is so hectic. We are going from one thing to the next. We're always rushing. And, even when we achieve one thing, we're off to the next, we're off to the next, and we're off to the next. Sometimes we think in life, faster is better. But the truth is, sometimes faster just gets you more exhausted. And sometimes makes you feel empty, and you don't have enough juice to actually feel good and enjoy and appreciate what's in your life. And one of the most important things, I think, is to make sure we're consistently pausing to not just think about what we're grateful for, but to actually feel grateful. To feel grateful. Jill Rogers has been my prayer partner for 17 years. And the very first time that we prayed together, we were standing outside, and the sun was on our face, and we were just chit-chatting. She said, stop. I said, what? She said, stop. Can you feel the warmth of the sun on your face? And I said, yeah. She said, let's just have an appreciation moment to enjoy and let it sink in of how good it feels to have the sun on our face. And she invented this thing called appreciation moments, where we would be talking and she would stop me. Like I'd call her and I'd say, hey, I finally said no. Anybody ever have a problem saying no to someone? I said no to someone, which was like a big deal for me. And she said, stop. Let's have an appreciation moment. That you just set a new boundary and you said no. Let's appreciate that moment. And all of that was about feeling gratitude, letting it sink in a little bit deeper. I remember the first time I walked a mile after my car accident in Kansas City. She said, stop. Let's have an appreciation moment for what a great achievement that is. Every time I got a big speaking gig, stop. Let's have an appreciation moment. So my question for you is, what in your life are you willing to stop for and have an appreciation moment? And because the appreciation moments are about stopping and letting it sink in. We go so fast from one thing to the next. I don't think we really pause to really appreciate and enjoy and feel really grateful for all the good things that are going on in our lives. And so this week, are you willing to pause and have an appreciation moment? If you have a particular interaction, with a child or a family member, will you pause just to acknowledge how great that was? You can do it with them, but you could just do it on your own. Wow, we had a great connection, and let it drink in. Jimmy and I always say, take a deep breath. So everybody just take a deep breath. You know why we say take a deep breath? Because we want you to not just think the idea, we want you to feel it. We want you to take it down deeper inside. Everybody knows gratitude here. It's about knowing gratitude in here. And so this week I encourage you, when any cool, different, exciting, wonderful thing happens, from the sun in your face to you getting a new job or whatever, I invite you to have an appreciation moment. Take a deep breath and just revel in it and savor it. Anybody ever eat a meal so fast you didn't taste the food? And even though you got the calories in you ate a meal, but you missed the experience. Appreciation moments are about savoring the flavor. The smells and the taste, and really feeling how good it feels to be grateful and appreciative. Fourth thing about gratitude. Gratitude helps you open your heart. You know, when you are appreciative and thankful to someone, your heart cannot help but be open. People who aren't appreciative, their hearts are closed. You know, so the more we appreciate people in our lives, the more our heart opens. And in fact, when you appreciate, you know what? Their heart opens. And there's a wonderful connection, there's a wonderful bond and a closeness that you feel by appreciating the people in your lives. I bet you, who are the people in your lives that you know that you could appreciate more? That you could express your thanks, your gratitude for the difference that they make, for how much you admire them, for what you've learned from them. You know, I bet every one of us could do a better job of verbalizing how we appreciate and acknowledge and affirm the people in our lives. Simple homework assignments for you. 3 people, 1 in your personal life, affirm them, acknowledge them, and appreciate them verbally. Somebody at your work, affirm them, appreciate, and acknowledge them verbally. And then the third one is just anybody. You know, it could be a clerk at the, at the grocery store or anyone. You know, so I'm doing this comedy class right now, and I'm really, really enjoying this. There are 11 of us in this class at the Improv, and each week everybody has to get up and do like 2 or 3 minutes of your materials, some bits, and everybody actually has to go and affirm them and say, you know, something what they like, and that joke was kind of cute, or maybe you could go in this direction with it. We're helping each other. We're all encouraging each other to be better. And one of the things I've done a few times is a couple times after the class, I'll go to a guy, and his name was Andrew, one of the guys, and I say, Andrew, I just so appreciate your gifts. You have such a creative mind. You have such a goofy way of thinking about things. It really inspires me. And I tell you just see the guy light up. I mean, he was only like 21 years old, and it's just amazing when you appreciate someone, something about them just elevates. It's like building them up. You know, it's like it's helping them, you know, feel so much joy. We get so closed off in life that gratitude begins to, you know, and appreciation opens our hearts to ourselves, to each other. So who in your life can you help open their hearts by expressing appreciation to? And are you willing to do that in your family life, at your work, or any stranger? And the final thing is, appreciation has this magnetic energy, like all of our words and thoughts are energy. And gratitude is a magnetic energy that can draw good to us. But we've got to be careful what we're thinking and what we're doing. Remember when Jesus cursed the fig tree and it withered? And he was saying, you could do what was done to the fig tree. Well, he's saying 2 things. He said, you're so powerful, you can curse and wither things, but you can also bless and increase things. So in your life, anybody ever curse your computer? You ever curse your car? You curse your money? You know, we curse these things, and you know what the impact of it? It actually withers. By the dynamic laws of energy, when you curse anything, curse people in your life, curse your boss, your job, it's withering. But you also have the power to bless things. That you can bless your money. Even if you don't think it's enough, guess what? Bless it. Bless your dishes, bless your food, bless your clothes, bless your car, you know, bless your house. Everything. You know what the word bless means? It means to enrich. That every time you bless anything, that you enrich it. And you have the power to either shrink and wither or build up and enrich and expand. And so my question for you is, are you willing to praise and bless your body? Praise and bless your job, your coworkers, your bank account, everything in your life. Praise it, bless it. You are so powerful that it will expand and increase. Gratitude is like yeast in bread. It makes everything rise and expand. So are you willing to put praising and blessing to practice in your life? One of the things is, particularly if there's an area in your life that isn't working, infuse more gratitude in it. Let me give you a biblical example. Remember where Jesus with the loaves and fishes? There's a situation. 4,000 people, not enough bread. This is a tough situation. And so what he does is, here's the 4 things he does. Number 1, he told the people to sit down and relax. And so he told them basically, calm down, and notice he didn't complain. Relax and don't complain. Something in your life isn't working, relax and don't complain. Second, what he did is he took what he had and he recognized the good that was there. Even if you're complaining that it isn't good enough, guess what? Recognize the good that's there. Third, he gave thanks for it and that even greater things would come forth. And fourth, that he shared it. He used it joyfully. He didn't hoard it. He used it, and it multiplied. So any area in your life, your health or relationship or your work or your finances, don't complain. Recognize and acknowledge the good. Give thanks for it and give thanks in advance. Good things will happen. And third is utilize it and enjoy it. And I guarantee you things will increase. The Prophet Muhammad said this, gratitude for the abundance you have received is the best insurance that the abundance will continue. Appreciate the good that you've got. Enjoy it, revel in it, give thanks for it. And guess what? That is the thing that will make it increase. Rhonda Byrne says this, if you practice gratitude a little, your life will improve a little. If you practice gratitude a lot, your life will improve a lot in amazing and wonderful ways. There's no magic potion to make your life happier or healthier or more successful, but there is a magical practice, and it's called gratitude. The more you give thanks, you will get more, and you will experience an abundance. This week, as we celebrate Thanksgiving, I invite you to celebrate by being appreciative, being grateful, and being thankful for all the good in your life. God bless you all. All right, so why don't we rise, and our teens will help us lead in our prayer protection. So anybody want to start? Jeremy, anybody? Who wants to help? All right, here we go. Jeremy, why don't you do it?
All right.
Oh, here we go. All right, so you can start. Go ahead.
The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. And the presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is.
Great job. Thanks so much. Thanks for being here, everybody. And now let's close with our song of peace.
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, a peace that was meant to be. With God as creator, family all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow. To take each moment and live each moment, peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, let it begin with me.
God bless you, everybody. A great and wonderful week, and happy Thanksgiving.